The BGM-71D TOW2 license was purchased from the USA by the United Kingdom in 1985. 27,577 TOW2s were domestically produced by the UK from 1986 until 1996 at least, for usage with Lynx AH-1 helicopters. The source is the SIPRI Yearbook 1997. Hey, hope you're doing okay. This is a casted game between myself, Hippie, playing as first UK Armoured on the new Soult Hotfix 3 patch, and I'm up against tmanplays, currently ranked 3rd on the leaderboard, and he's playing 5E Division Blindée. So first UK got a small buff in the recent patch. They got cheaper Lynx hell arms, and 5E got a number of nerfs actually. The VAB T20/13 has been re-rolled into an anti-air device. So gone is the autocannon, replaced with this anti-air gun. And still costs the same, still got the same speed, but it only comes with the Mistral. So that was the change to 5E. Traditionally, 5E has been seen as, strongest division in the game for quite some time. I no longer believe this is the case, but I still believe it's a top tier division. As for first UK is weak. I'm weak. And I personally believe it's the worst armored division. But not because it's a bad division, just because the top ones are too good. But the chips aren't down yet on how good or bad 5E Division Blindée is. So if you saw my game against Helljumper, you saw how that went. And now we see Geisa. So first let's talk about Geisa, the map. Basically, you open one CV at the start. If you're on the red side, you cap Delta, Foxtrot, Echo, Charlie. And if you're on Bravo, you cap Bravo, Alpha, Charlie. Now you might be saying, well, what's going on with that? So the middle of the map should be about here. But instead, red gets to Charlie at the same time as blue gets to Charlie. Blue gets to about here at the same time as red gets here. So this is the most imbalanced map in ranked right now, and it was a major skill issue for me rolling this side. That was very stupid of me. So we'll go through the deployments and then we'll cast the game. So starting with my deployment, because I'm the best, the general plan for this game is basically I need to get my zone back, which I lose at the start, and then try and push into Echo. So it's a rough gig, it's a tough gig, particularly if you're a somewhat slow division like First Armoured against a somewhat fast division like 5E. So I've got two SAS patrols over here, one's going to here, one's going to here. Behind that, a Fox, and that's just going down to here to spot. And I've got a Fox going around here, and then down the side and around the back there. This map's quite narrow, so it's hard to do any flanking plays, but I'm trying anyway. And then I've got Tracked Rapier going to here. I want a Milan 2 in this building, and then its Carrier, which also carries my Milan 2s, will go here. And then we're attacking with rifles, a Javelin LML, Assault Pioneers, and the Military Police. And the final Javelin is going to here. So we're attacking to try and get to our own zone, because the enemy gets there at the same time, gets to here, about the same time I do. On the right, we have a holding force, so SS Patrol here, SS Patrol here. Another Fox just going to here to spot, another Fox up here, and yeah, one CV to cap all three zones, two Tracked Rapiers, one going here, one going here, a Mortar for smoke, and Milan 2, which is going to deposit here, and then this carrier is going to go there. So holding on this side, attacking on this side. Now, with the rapiers, so, one Tracked Rapier should be able to cover my advance here. Basically, may have been a better idea to put it here as opposed to on this side, just so I can try and cover my advance. Switching to my opponent, T-Man's opening with classic AMX-10 start, so AMX-10 there. an AMX-10 there. So that's on the wrong road, actually, I mean, because it has to turn. You know, you could put it here, or well, it would be about here, and then because it doesn't have to turn, it would get there a little bit faster. This AMX is going all the way around to snipe my units. Who would do something like that? And Dragon Para is going to here. Got some infantry and an AA, and they're taking these buildings. And yeah, he is also putting all his guys over here, because crossing this open field at the start for blue is a death sentence, because you know that there's going to be an AMX there. And so, you know, he's correctly predicted that I need to try and get my own zone back, and he's aiming to stop that. So with the VAB T20 now an AA gun, the regular VAB is still very good. So it gets a 50 cal, which is really good. It's equivalent to the packed KPVT in the game, obviously not in real life. So yeah, he's got the 1 CV cap and everything, and then he's going to get here and then move up through this forest with some group anti-char, which have 2 Apalas rocket launchers, a manpad, and then a couple Grenadier Voltigeurs. And the Apalas is better than the Law 18 that has 21 pen. You might say that's not a big deal, but that's 21 pen means you can one-shot a 7 armor vehicle, such as a base T55 or a Leopard 1, both variants of the Leopard 1, whereas the Law 80 only has 20 pen, which means it cannot one-shot a 7 armored vehicle. And then he's got a couple Gazelle Hots just to stop any vehicular pushes, so, you know, they're just going to the middle. So yeah, let's see what happens. Right, so they're off, and everybody's going to where we said we were going to go. And this is a ranked game, so there's no rules or anything. As it stands, yeah, Geisa least balanced map in the game right now. You know, usually I'm on the good side. Well, so some people could say that 50% of the time I'm on this side of the map, and 50% of the time I'm on this side of the map. These people are obviously wrong. I always get the bad side. It's not fair. Eugen, please. The game hates me. And various other copes. I'm weak. I'm weak. My division is weak. But yeah, unloading this guy here was perhaps a mistake, because I could have actually got him closer. I could have got him to here. And this fox, you'd expect to kill that Dragon Paras if it can, but this guy dips behind the house before I can. And then I've got these AMXs to contend with, so I managed to kill the transport, I think. On this side, we do get to this building first. But yeah, so he didn't send an AMX to here. So, you know, if I'd known that he was doing this, I would have rushed this and then moved up into here. But instead, I just naturally assumed that he would put an AMX here and stop my push there. Instead, the AMX is over here, and now I've got this problem where he can shoot all my guys coming up. As you can see, you know, he gets to here pretty quickly. And then, yeah, so I try and hit him with the fox, he aims at the fox, and then I smoke the fox, and that buys me valuable time to get all my guys in. But I still have this AMX problem. Nail that hot. But, yeah, we can't really kill this AMX. We can't get in range of it, we can't kill it. This guy's probably going to die now to that Voltigeurs. You shoot the Milans, but it's just going to smoke them back, right? Well, that one misses anyway, so I need to get good. And yeah, I get into my zone, but now there's a lot more here, basically, and these 50 cals are actually pretty good against infantry. The issue I have is that this guy only carries 4 Law 80s, so even though they're very close, which makes the accuracy go up, you know, I'm getting some hits, some misses. It's 50% accuracy. You'd expect 2 hits. I think I got 2 hits, so it's fair enough. And now these VABs, I can't kill them because I only had 1 rifles. My infantry gets routed straight away despite the mill police just because of how much he's shooting at it. And yeah, I'm now trying to cross over to here. So if I'd predicted better, I could have put all these guys over here, but then I would have lost this side anyway. Swings and roundabouts. I mean, what would you have done differently? Let me know. As it stands, I'm trying to take this part of the map, but I make the mistake of, you know, flying into this minstrel. I will still get there because this guy has 6 HP and this deals 5 damage. And now I've just spent all these points on these scouts, and, you know, I need more line infantry, really, because this position's just been completely destroyed. This Jaguar goes for the SAS patrol, and because my... Yeah, so the rapier hits, but the javelin misses all its shots. Oh, it only fires one. So that's a shame. If I'd had the rapiers on this side, then, you know, this rapier over there, maybe it would have worked. But that's just a Britbong AA, basically. The tracked rapier is not very good, and the price has come down to compensate. So this side's been smoked up because I assumed he'd have somebody there, and now I can move up my Warrior Milans. On this side, T-Man has managed to take my zone here, and now he's going to move his CV in. And we lose the Lynx on its way out, but I've managed to get up here, so I'm going to try and put my CV in up here. This Milan ran out of ammo immediately just because these guys just move forwards and go back, move forwards and go back, and then you run out of ammo. So I should have brought a supply with that. This thing's still got, you know, 12 rounds, but it can't spot for itself, and the recon died. It got sniped by that Jaguar. So I lose another SAS patrol to a Jaguar HE, but this time we have enough tracked rapiers to kill it. You only get 4 SAS patrol, but I'm pretty sure you only get 2 Jaguars. However, this P4 now takes this zone, right? And so I take his zone, and then he moves his back. So I should have moved mine back, but I instead chose to just leave it there and buy a CV, which hasn't arrived yet. My Fox died to the enemy AMX, because obviously the AMX is better. It costs more. So yeah, now I'm losing, whereas if I'd sent this back, I could have capped this. So a bit of a misplay from me. It's just for me to get up here, I'm very, very, very exposed. Right, for example, this tank could kill me. And I've got to keep everything smoked. Whereas, you know, because T-Man's got this locked down, he can just drive forwards and backwards here. And that's why I didn't want to drive forwards and backwards, because I didn't know, you know, if there's a tank here, it could shoot me on the way back. And you saw that track rapier died there, so I basically can't move this right now. So that's why I didn't move it. So the Chieftain Mark 9s, you know, they're not bad for 150 points. They're just very slow, very, very slow, and they don't have the max range gun. So the AMX 30 for 135 does get the max range gun, and 2 more rate of fire. And look at that speed, 72 kilometers an hour. So in these open fights, at maximum range, I'm at the disadvantage because this tank is cheaper and has the max range gun, and so it can shoot first, and then it can just start reversing, and I'll never catch it. So that's the issue with the Mark 9. You can buy the Mark 11 for an extra 30 points, but yeah, it's tough. Once the ranges get reduced, then obviously the Mark 9, if it can engage at the same time as the AMX, then that's golden. It's just the speed on these things is really good. So I purchased a Challenger here, and maybe I should have just bought another Mark 9 instead, and now I get my CV up. On this side, you know, the Milan will now die to the MX-10 because of these Dragon Paras. Like, I could have moved the Fox up here a little bit faster than I did. I'm trying to move the Chieftain up. This is the AMX siege engine, so it's good against infantry, I guess. I find it difficult to fit things like that into my deck, at least on first, the AVRE. It's very difficult to fit that in. These Grenadier Voltigeurs. So every man, woman and child in France gets an 850 meter range rocket launcher, whereas the UK, all of their warriors come with the M72 Law infantry. So that's an important distinction. And because I lost a rapier here, T-Man's now moving up some Gazelle Hots. And I need to keep this smoked up, otherwise I'll die. Like, it's nicer to be on this side, basically, because of how exposed this is. So I'm trying to move up the Challenger, and there's no supply with it. And once again, my tanks are quite slow. I could use a recon to spot this AMX-30B2. Instead, yeah, he sees me first, hits me with the autocannon and so on, but this is a Challenger. It's 275 points. So you can get 2 of these for the price of less than 1 of these. And by advancing in this V shape, basically T-Man's going to get a side shot off on me, unless I can engage 1 tank at once. And so he makes the mistake here of not engaging this guy at the same time as this, so I can kill this, and then I can turn and I can kill this. But this guy drives straight through smoke, and the auto cannon has an aim time of 2.5 seconds, which means it should shoot first. But yeah, he really microed that kind of badly there, so I was able to use one challenger to kill all three of those. But now I've got no health, and here comes another two AMX-30B2s. These Grenadier Voltigeurs are also moving up. And that's the disadvantage, right? So because, you know, I can't just spam out this sort of tank. So this guy, I think he went out the smoke and the Gazelle Hot 2 killed him. I probably could have microed that a bit better. The Track Rapier, trying to get that into position, but you know, it's too late, he's already dead. Jaguar HE2 on the AMX, but then he gets popped by the two Mistrals. They both hit, which is a shame. And then the AMX-10 was on low cohesion from the bomb, so I moved the Fox out to shoot him, expecting him to miss, but he doesn't. He gets me. And I was trying to see what was over here, and I found that there is something over here. And yeah, I bought a Harrier cluster, which not really a bright move, so, you know, just a couple of Minstrels is enough to lock down all my air, basically. Another Track Rapier dies to an AMX-30, and yeah, I evac this guy. So this AMX-10 survives, which is very sad. And yeah, one of the issues Britain has is that this is your highest HP recon at 6. Whereas, you know, second UK, for example, would get the Jäger Aufklärer with 11 HP. First is forced to deal with these four strength laws, and these SAS Patrol are really good. So they tend to die quite quickly, and then you lose visual for your tanks. So CV goes down here, I'm just getting overwhelmed, basically. Took too many bad trades, and we're now even Stevens. This AMX is getting repaired. I bought a Paladin, which was perhaps not a good idea. I could have used an extra tank, but now I'm very much on the defensive because I've lost all my tanks. And yeah, just trying to bring up some reinforcements, but I'm just getting out-competed by quite cheap, cost-efficient units. So something like this is 55 points, and he's using it to great effect. So sadly, yeah, I missed that. Interesting angle on the smoke. He sort of pops it in this direction, but it stops this, probably just because he drove into it. And now he's back in my zone again. And I have to rebuild. I have to get more tanks and stuff. My mortar ran out of ammo. I've just spotted this. He's managed to kill one thing, and that was the Fox at the start. And here's that Harrier cluster I bought before. So the Assault Pioneers obviously can't kill this, so this is doing really well for itself. And this AMX can move up now. And we take out that AMX. But, you know, I've got this problem where basically just can't send anything over here because one Minstrel just locks down. It's the biggest circle you want. Just locks down all that. He can one-shot any of these Gazelles, any of them. So I would need to bring up like a tank, right? And that's 150 points, which I can't spare. Because if I brought up a Fox, it would die to the two AMXs. So I need to bring up a tank and yeah, and a recon. So I've lost all my SAS patrols now, which is obviously not fantastic. Don't see any remaining Dragon Paras from my adversary, so maybe I got all of those as well. But yeah, it's obviously not looking great for me. Very difficult to deal with just AMX-30B2 spam. Keep in mind these only went up by 5 points. And I've got this problem where I can't do anything about this. So I would need about 300 points worth of units to stop this. Because I need to spot the AMX, and I need to shoot the AMX. So theoretically I would want, you know, 70 points of recon, 75 point arm rifles in Warrior Milan combo, and 150 point Chieftain Mark 9 tank. So I'm sort of losing this side here. And yeah, it's kind of weird. Usually 2 of these is enough to burst down a guy, but that was 24 rockets, and yeah, I guess it's because he's in a building. So this guy's probably going to die now. And I want to use this to scout, but I can't, because if I send it around here, the Mistral will shoot it and kill it. The Helheim, however, can take 1 Mistral shot without dying, because it has 6 HP. So, convincing lead for my opponent here. I send over these ones, and yeah, fire another 24 rockets at him. But, you know, I can't see him. Even though he's in the same place, I just can't see him anymore. So I need some recon. Recon has to go back here. It's only 4 strength, so it dies very quickly to the AMXs. Something I'm trying to figure out, because, yeah, first armored, you get the SS patrol, and you really have to keep them alive, because if you lose them, then you lose your quote-unquote high HP recon. So I'm trying to build up for a push. Really, my only option is to try and get him out of my zone. It's not looking likely simply because I'm so far behind at this point. But yeah, tanks and recon. I bought this, and you know, this was really a mistake. This was a 240 point mistake. I would rather have had a Chieftain Mark 9 and an extra Arm Rifles Warrior Milan combo. Well, that would be a bit more expensive than that. Oh no, never mind. So yeah, this wasn't shooting all the time, so a bit of a waste. And yeah, just more infantry, a couple more siege guns, more MX-30s, bit of AA. So that said Fox destroyed. I didn't see where that was. But yeah, you see kind of the issue here that he can... So with this, because it gets very good optics and mediocre stealth, I can't actually see this, even though it's shooting at me. I just see myself getting hurt. So I really need the recon. I'm trying to move him up. But yeah, all my recon keeps dying. And the howitzer, you know, I'm just blind firing it. So I hit that house, and now I'm going to hit this house. Oh, there is a Dragon Paras out here. So T-Man still got some Dragon Paras left. And yeah, he's +2 all the while. So my early lead's gone now. You can also sell these transports. You can sell these supply vehicles now when they've run out for 100% of their original investment. Which, you know, I'm quite surprised by. It basically makes supply free. So that is strange. So yeah, over on this side, basically, you know, the Fox shoots and then it gets blown up. I need some high HP recon. So we're trying to kill this guy, but he's just going to run back here now. So we got to move the recon up, and then we can move the tanks up. And yeah, on the right here we got the Fox. But yeah, he's in quite a defensive position, and these guys have 850 meter range rocket launchers. So between the 2 of them, they get that. And yeah, I really like the military police. I feel like they're pretty much a necessity these days. If you want your units to fight properly, you need to bring military police with them, just because of how quickly everybody gets suppressed. So that's what the RMP is for. And now I'm going to try and push into this and clear them out of here, for what it's worth. This was probably a mistake. Obviously, at this point in the game, there are no good decisions, but these AMXs are still here on the sides. However, I can finally see one. But he smokes out. And yeah, the howitzer's now hitting this building. And this guy can basically see everything, but I can't see him yet because of the tree lineup obfuscation. So he can't see this unit, right? But yeah, this AMX-10 can basically see everything. Just trying to get... So now my scouts can't see it because he's popped smoke between my scouts and the AMX. So I can't actually see that anyway. But these guys should be able to see it. So I need to move the tanks up to shoot that. And now, you know, I've got this problem with flanking fire, right? There's also this problem. So a better idea would have been to push through here and then round to here, because by pushing in the open, I'm just getting shot from 3 sides. But on Geisa, you know, there are no good decisions. But this would have been better. I still could have been shot from this side. But yeah, you see the power of the minstrels. They got buffed again. Their accuracy went up by another 5%. Just using this transport to find out how much is in here. But it gets killed straight away by a minstrel and the associated fire. And yeah, it takes 2 Milan 2 hits to kill one of these. The AMX-30 B2 apparently had 11 front armor. Starting to lose tanks now to just side shots. Like you see, I'm being shot from multiple directions. So yeah, the push on this axis was a mistake. Should have gone down here instead, so that at least one flank wouldn't be shooting at me. On this side, you'd expect the chieftain to win that fight. At least at the start. I mean, once this guy gets here, who knows? Some more people over here, some artillery purchased, some more AMX-10s purchased. And yeah, the infantry is just trying to move forwards, but there's even more AMX-30s here. And the old ones didn't die, they were just pulled back. And we lost our chieftain, so it's just up to the challenger now. But he can't see anything until he moves forwards. But now the AMX-10 Hot outranges the challenger with the Hot 2. So I tried to reverse, but I can't get out in time. So now I've got this problem, where if I move forwards, then that can shoot me. Pretty sure I can see this now. Bring up some more infantry. On this side, the group anti-char have now been deployed, so these guys come with 2 Appelas as opposed to 1 for 55 points. Their availability has gone down. Bring out the Jaguar cluster for the CV, but you know, it just gets hit by the first rolling shot and then can't drop its bombs. Sad, but it does happen. And then we've got the fighters here to finish it off. I bought a Challenger 2 over here, but now I don't have any infantry for it. And I just keep losing visual on all this stuff. So that's why I buy the Fox. So, still trying to get forwards to this AMX-30. But the AMX-10 Hot's still shooting, and I think it pops this one now. And that kills the guys inside as well. The Challenger's still alive. But, yeah, this guy misses, this guy smokes. So we have to send the Challenger forwards to try and kill him. We need to get through the smoke. And then the group anti-char hits him with both Appelas shots, and then the bomber lands and kills it. So that's dead. This is dead. Everybody's dead. The game's over. So yeah, GG. Just fast forwarding it here. But yeah, everybody's dead. So I hope you enjoyed the game. Obviously, it's I've been casting a lot of wins lately, so I figured I'd upload this. And yeah, T-Man, you know, rank 3, very good player. I'm rank 11, so not exactly a bad player. Yeah, what can you do? So basically, you need every Challenger Mark II to basically do as well as this. And that's just not the case. My micro wasn't on point, essentially, and the Jaguar HEs were, you know, sniping stuff like that. So you need lots of AA for your tanks, and then you've got the problem where your tanks will still die to the enemy air. You will just revenge kill the air. So I should have bought less Challengers and more Chieftains, but then the Chieftains don't have the max range, so I suppose I could have used more smoke, but then he gets the Appelas. So I'm not really sure what I could have done differently that I haven't already said. So if you guys can think of anything, let me know. You know, play a better div, roll the good side. These are all great suggestions, but any practical suggestions would be useful. And thank you for watching the game. Have a nice day.